Let me show you how easy it is to make sauteed cabbage. So we're starting off with one medium-sized cabbage. Actually, mine was a little big. I like to start off by taking off the first layer of cabbage, and then I cut off the bottom end, and then I cut the cabbage in half. Careful, make sure you use a sharp knife. Once the cabbage is cut in half, I'm gonna cut each half into halves one more time to make 4/4. So I have 4 cabbage wedges. Now I'm just gonna cut each wedge into thin strips about 1/4 of an inch thick, all the way down to that hard center core. Just set the core to the side and repeat the steps, cutting each wedge into thin strips. If you have a really large cabbage, you're certainly welcome to just cut up half of the cabbage and then save the other half for another day. Wrap it up, put it in the refrigerator, but I went ahead and cut up all of this cabbage. Then at this point, I like to rinse my cabbage strips in cold water just to remove any other little pieces of dirt that I didn't see. Now I'm moving on to the onion. So you want to add some onion into your sauteed cabbage to give it good flavor. So I'm gonna use a small onion and I'm gonna cut this onion into thin strips similar to the way that I cut the cabbage up. If you have a large onion, then you probably just want to use half of that onion. Mine was on the smaller side. Now moving on to the garlic. I have some fresh garlic that I'm just gonna go ahead and mince up. Then it's just time to cook everything, and it cooks really fast. So get yourself a large skillet, add in some butter and olive oil, and then we're gonna saute that onion and garlic until the onion is tender and the garlic is fragrant, only a couple of minutes. Then it's time to add in our cabbage strips. So I like to add in half at first. Go ahead and toss that with the onion and garlic and let it cook down for about a minute. Then I add in the second half of my cabbage. Once I have the second half in and tossed, I like to go ahead and add in my seasoning mix. I'm using just some Cajun seasoning or Creole seasoning, whichever one you have, and some garlic powder, maybe a little bit of salt. And then here's my secret ingredient, some chicken broth. So since we're not making fried cabbage with that good old bacon grease, you need to add in some flavor. So the chicken broth not only helps cook the cabbage, but it also gives it good flavor. Then just continue to saute it until it's tender to your liking. And that's it. That's how easy it is to make this sauteed cabbage. Feel free to add in a little red pepper flakes on top, totally optional. And you guys, this is so good. Try it out.